Ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum bum. Alright, man. Do go to sleep. I do apologize. This past video has been like streaming a little bit later than usual because like I have lots of like house stuff to do. New Year is coming. I need to do lots of house cleaning stuff in the early morning. And I don't want my moms to do all the works because like she have like really bad scoliosis. Like at this point, like you can start to like play Hot Wheels on her back and then drift with her spine. I'm not even kidding. She's like it's literally turning to S at that point. So yeah, like we've been helping out lots of stuff, and my body, I already have a big debuff on my body. Yeah, been struggling. Both are like super. Both at this time is like super debuff, trying to like work on the gosh dang big ass house. At this point, like my dad want to sell the house. Even though there's a big sentimental toward it, I'm, you know, I feel like he should. It's like we can't take care of that big of a house anymore. Too many old people and one disabled people in there. Uh since my brother already moved out, my sister already moved out, only my eldest brother and me in here. And my eldest brother, well, oh, he's actually doing way better than me, so I can't even like complain too much. So yeah, that's the thing I have to like try out with. I have to try my hardest. Anyway, yeah, aside from the depressing stuff, so yeah. Sorry about that. Um, I think after next month, yes, like after Chinese New Year, I will try to get nicer sleeping time. I also struggling to sleep lately too, due to working a lot. The vertigo has been punching me a lot, so it's making me harder to sleep lately. So yeah, I might not be able to stream long either. I might stream late, but I will try my best to adjust my living situations. If I manage to wake up early again, I can start streaming properly in the proper time again. When I say proper time, I mean like around like my usual schedule. I will be like streaming like in my like 8 a.m. something like that, and then like maybe take a break in between like 30 minutes, go to eat or some things, and then go back to the streams, stream into 5. Yes, I treat this like a 9 to 5 job at this point, but still, my body sometimes just could not handle it. I already can't work with like normal 9 to 5 job. I know streaming is easy, but sometimes it can be a little bit difficult when you have lots of debuff, when you can't even do normal jobs. Okay? Thank God streaming is easy, but I'm not really earning any money in the first place. Speaking about earning money, if I do have to let my audience, yes, audience know only, okay? In my Ko-Fi, which I haven't been showing up lately. I should actually set it up, but I haven't set up lately at all. I have a commission sections. Go into it. Anyone can actually see. I list down a bunch of games. I rarely stream games. There's a reason written in there. Because I get zero incentive streaming games. So I decided to be like, while I am wanting to be a normal streamers, but I'm not earning any money. So this is my few drastic measures. I will still stream games on my own volitions, but if there will also be times that I cannot too focus on streaming games because there's no incentive of like streaming at all. So I put out a commission list that people can request me playing a certain game with payment. Sadly, I have to do it that way. It's not like I don't want to play those games. Sometimes games is just not worth to play, you know. And the latest hittest game is usually you have to buy it, so like it kind of like, yeah, not in good state too. Sorry about those. But yeah. Either way. Yeah, if you're still here, good night. And I noticed a few more people in my stream at the moment. So hi there, maybe Good Kings is here, maybe, or Hilly. Anyone who is like lurking around here, hi there. Oh yeah, I was like watching like Muujin videos while I'm setting things up. You know what? Let's re-watch everything again. Anyone want to like know what I'm watching? I'll be opening my YouTube stuff so you guys can watch it with me while I'm working. Okay? Okay. You guys may be unable to like, see properly. I'll be doing some special setup, okay? That only people in my Discord be able. Thank you very much for dropping by. Hello there, my name is Kirivaka and I'm your host and your voice with a voice. Just to entertain you and may or may not have no idea what I'm doing. If you really want to see like what I'm drawing at the moment, this tiny tablet actually is showing what I'm drawing. If you want to see it clearer, you can see that like exclamation mark zoom. If you type that in, it's actually a command to like shove the tablet into your face. So you can see clearly like what I'm doing. And also while I'm watching some YouTube video, is you do notice the television is like on the right top, is like barely obscured. Like I did that on purpose, so like I won't get like visual copyright claim. And also sometimes it's like like audio is like allowed, but if I listen to music I can't really like show it. So I'm going to do something special for my very barren wasteland of a Discord. In the voice channel, there's like a watch along stream room, so like, I will do a watch along in there, so people like want to like see clearly what I'm like showing. Then yeah, you guys can just like while like lurking in my stream, you guys can kind of mute me in there and go to that particular stream room to listen to everything in 4K. Technically, it's not 4K; it's like 720p. Sadly, my so it's not boosted at all. But yeah. You get what I get, you know. I need to build up. I need to do more community events and stuff too. So this is actually a good thing to do. Oh, by the way, anyone who wants me to teach you guys a little bit art and stuff, I can move my scene to either this scene or like something's bigger. It's like this one is actually really blocking. I just realized. Um, hi. I can also like do some drawing stream this way too. So I can do this to kind of like teach you guys the art and stuff. Generally, when I'm doing like art streams, I will like stuck in the different side of the screen. I got inspired by Ina stream, okay? This one. Because I don't necessarily like drawing stream is actually quite boring, so not a lot of people want to really like look at it. So I've been putting like a lot of like, you know, like Subway Surfer like stuff, like you can see like all the animation I did so far. And then like and lots of things like floating around, people can interact it with it. I will create more interactive stuff in the futures. Maybe I put a claw machine behind me. So people can play with the claw machine. Who knows? Who knows? I'll try to figure things out. Okay. But oh, forgot to turn on my virtual camera. Let's show them the. Yep, share screen. This is what I want to show. How long I've started to learn drawing? I learned how to draw since I was like 5, obviously. I think there's not a lot of people are not learning drawing at the early age. If you're going to ask like that, you should ask more specific. It's like, when do you start seriously drawing, or like do drawing commission as your jobs, or this and that other stuff? Or like, did you go to like art school? Do you like learn anything specific? Or like, when did you do something? That would be much more specific. How long have you been drawing for? It's a super vague questions. Especially that there's quite a lot of people start learning how to draw since they were young. So they can't really like fully answer you because we have no idea when we actually start drawing. Imagine like you already start doing macaroni art at your 3, you don't really remember it. Do you really like distinguish that as like your starting point? You know, you ask vague question, you get vague answer. If you don't like how most people will answer you that questions, then you might have to rephrase that question a lot more in the futures. Don't worry, I'm not scolding or anything. It's just that, this. I often get asked these questions, and to be honest, I can't really answer them. It's the vagueness of the natures. Is I literally do not know how to answer them. Well, I would say around when I was a teenager time. Back then, I play a lot of Kingdom Heart games when I was young, so I decided to be like, you know what, I need to find. I heard this rumor about like Kingdom Heart have an anime series, so I'm trying to go to internet scour that like hit like lost anime series that exist for Kingdom Heart, and I keep finding. I try to find one. I keep downloading a shit tons of virus into my computers back in the days. Holy shit. I'm very good with like internet stuff now, mainly because of that phase of mine. I know what site is virus and what thing is not virus anymore. But aside from that, I try my best to find it. I can't. I never find a single animated episode of Kingdom Hearts. And then while I was like, you know, in like Form 1 or 2, if you don't know, I'm from Malaysia. We have grade school until 6. And then anything beyond that, we call Form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So around the time I was like Form 1, I was already like so fascinated with the game. I'd be like, you know what? Enough trying to search for this fairy tale. And I'll be like, I'll do it myself. I'm 30 years old, by the way, right now. So when I say like those time, when I was like around like 12 or 13, it was like ancient time ago for lots of people in the internet. I was already learning art because I just like drawing back then. But I'm starting to take like seriously have a goal to do like art stuff. It's really around that time that I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to learn how to draw human, because back in the days I just only know how to draw like, you know, you learn those like tiny like children tutorial art class. They would normally just like tutor class, they will only like teach you the most minimum skill of how to like maybe how to use crayon, you know, how to use like how to draw tigers, draw a house, draw scenery, those kind of stuff. What I want is to draw a human being, so I can learn that, and then I can learn how to draw anime characters. And then afterward, I will be able to reach my goal of making my own animations, which is making my own, like, you know, Kingdom Hearts anime. So I start pivoting from that point, learn how to do art, watching Sakura actually. What medium I prefer? Well, I don't really have any preferred medium actually. I can just draw on anything. I'm not even kidding. You give me a stick and a bunch of sand, I still can draw on it. Being an artist, the thing you can do is being creative with your skill. Long as you have the skill, no matter what thing you hold, you know what you're doing, then you can draw on anything. You can draw things with just one colors. You can draw things with just line. You can draw things with just a shade of gray, you know, different shade of gray if you wanted to. You can definitely do lots of things. Depends on what you really like, what topic you really want to focus or fancy around that time. That's normally how people like do their things. Because normally when people ask for like how do you learn art and how this and that, yeah, that stuff, or like they have any art questions, I often do ask them like how much fundamental you understand. If they don't really understand the fundamental of the art that enough, they would struggle at anything. Because like I have like this one thing I always taught people is like, do you know how to use your arm to draw? Do you know how to use your shoulder to draw? When I say that, I'm not saying like you grab a pen on your armpit and draw it that way. I mean like when you draw, do you just use your wrist to draw the circle, or you use your entire arm to draw the entire circle? There's a very big difference when you do that. Because I can even show it to you in here, okay? When I'm actually, let me try to switch the scene, it's much more easier because there's a reason why I'm a VTuber, I kind of like still show my face, is because there's time that I need to show people that when you draw, you actually move your entire arm. It's really hard to show people when they can't see my arm is moving at the same time. So hold on a little bit, let me turn on my light. Usually I don't show myself that much, is because the lighting is blinding me most of the time. Okay. Alright. Depends on how much like mileage you already have with your drawing skill. Or I can say like only show you a little bit of like how I normally teach people, to teach them how to draw with impressions, how to draw the basic, why you need to learn the fundamental and anatomy in the most basic level, learn the why and how to make style, this and that other stuff. All those things is very important. Okay. So when I do drawing, try to think this: how well can you use your entire arm to draw? This is a question for a lot of people. Okay. When you think about that, look at my arm. See this? My entire arm is moving. Even though the movement is only a little, it can let me drag from here to here without any issues. For lots of people who only use their wrist to draw, they can, but the only range they have, see, my arm is not move. When I put my hands in here to show that it's not moving, I'm wearing black clothes, it's even easy to see it now. So yeah, so if I just draw a circle now, I use my entire arm. Not a perfect circle because I don't have a big ass like drawing tablet, limited space. But still, if you see this, I'm drawing a circle, my entire arm is moving. But when I'm drawing a circle with not moving my arms, I'm just using this to draw, okay? Just the wrist, okay? This is the limit of your range. If I draw with my whole arm, this entire canvas, even beyond that range, is my movable range. So you can see the freedoms you can have while you can draw this and you can draw this. Obviously, it's not like just using a wrist is a bad no things to do. I'm still doing it because there are times when you want to draw detail. This area is the most fine control you can have. It's like the expert control you can do within this area. And then anything beyond that area, imagine I keep drawing a circle here. This circle is your controllable area, okay? You can do anything within this area because you're comfortable with. See, I can just do anything in here. I can even draw a face if I want. See? But if I want to do anything beyond this circle, I'm still not moving my shoulder. You can see my entire shoulder is not moving. This, beyond the circle, I cannot draw a perfect circle at all. Not even, I won't really say perfect circle. I mean like even the decent circles. I can't even draw it that way. There's a reason to it, is because you only have a limited amount of space you can move with just your fingers like this, you know? That become issues. When that become issues, all your drawable range is a very like, you know, this is the bad range you can draw. You still can draw, but doesn't mean you can draw well. This circle within this zone is the only zone that you can draw well on. So every single time you draw, you have to move this, move that, move that, move that, or you have to just keep zooming in and out into places. And I can tell one thing, there's a reason why zooming is not a too great of things. Depends on the context. Only depends on the context. Sometimes you do need to zoom. Because when you work on something that have a lot of detail, you zoom it in, you try to make the most perfect thing in the world, but in reality, you're doing useless shit. People can't even see it. But you can see it clearly because you're zooming it in. No person in the world, especially who work commercially, okay, you work art commercially, no people in the world would hold their pictures and put it on their face and see the flaw that way, okay? No human would do that. What you need to do, especially when you do commission art, is to make an art that is good looking at a glance. So often, a good artist, or you can say like it's a good habit, not even a good artist, to when you draw halfway, zoom it out like this. Just take a look at it. Just stare at it for like a solid 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or while you can just like me like talking to people while looking at it, constantly see like, is my gut feeling telling me like anything wrong there? Is there something wrong in there? Long as you can make something that your gut feeling telling you that nothing is wrong in these pictures, then yes, you can do it. Yes, you can keep continue. Because sometimes like art block, yes, the word art block itself, it might be scary to a lot of people, but in reality, it's just that your body, your sense of your drawing sense is telling you, screaming at you, the thing you do is wrong, but you don't know how or don't know why. This is the time that you have. I normally don't get art block at all, almost none. It's because I always does this thing. I just sit there and stare at the work most of the time. And with this, how to learn how to show your shoulders, there's a lot of exercise you can do. You can do this 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Just keep on doing this 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Just train yourself to be able to draw A to Z using entire arm. Just that. Do dots in here, okay? 1 2 3 4. Boop 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 boop, and then boop, and then boop, and then boop, and then boop. Just do in any directions you can do. You can add more point. You can just have some fun with this. Boop 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 boop. Just keep doing this connecting point. It will help you a lot. Improve your accuracy and everything. I'm using very thin line, so like it's like really easy to see a lot of wobble. I'm not using stabilization at all for this particular like practice I'm showing you. And then another thing is to train your ability, like your stamina for this thing, because like if you never use your entire arm to draw before, this thing is very tiring for lots of people. So you really have to train your stamina by doing like daily practice by doing this thing. Moving entire arm, see? And then once you get a good stamina of like using entire arm, all this practice I did tell you is like, if you know what I'm doing, then you know what I'm doing. If you didn't say anything, I just assume you're listening very well. So every single practice, you can do it once each for every day. Okay, you can do the accuracy one for today. Maybe tomorrow you do the circle one, and then next day do this one. Depends on you, okay? Because you have to always train your muscle for different thing. Now, the reason why I'm doing an oval shape right now is because I want you to train your ability to control your hand while doing a long continuous line. So, while doing that oval shape, remember, put a dot in here. It's much more easier for you to keep track of yourself. Slowly, gradually, turn. You want to turn fast? It's fine. If you want to turn slow, it's fine. Long as you keep it going, keep it turning, and then you can stop a bit, do a reverse one. This is to train your ability to not just not get tired, it's like have the muscle to go to any range, any direction, glide anywhere you want. This is what a drawing can do to a lot of people. You need to learn a lot more stuff. For me, I personally learned quite a lot of like art skill from Psychra, but I still also do a lot of things on my own studies to learn the fundamental good enough that I can just apply anything on anything. Because fundamental is key for lots of stuff. You can literally do anything once you got a fundamental correct. The color theory, the fundamental, this and that stuff. Now you can just like You know, like you play games with like character sliders. You can just like do a lot of character slider stuff. Yeah. It's like play with the slider with the knowledge of what the fuck you're doing. Sorry for my cursing. I curse a lot when I talk, okay? My stream is not that child friendly. Well, I will be keep watching some YouTube video. If you guys interested on what kind of YouTube video I'm watching, you guys can go to my Discord channel. I have a community Discord. You go into that, you can see like what the heck I'm doing, and then like I actually sharing the windows that I'm watching, so you guys can actually watch clearly what the heck I'm watching. Okay? Okay.
Consequence. A result or effect, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. Now, I'm sure that this definition would work out in most situations, but when it comes to this incident that we're going to discuss, unpleasant is a massive understatement. Because how else would you explain posting a video defending yourself in the face of consequences and getting one of the worst like to dislike ratios I've ever seen in my entire life? How else would you explain community notes that are so ruthless that they put you in physical pain when you read them? All while your sponsors join in the chaos and start canceling their contracts with you. I mean, really, is unpleasant truly a word that can describe how bad this is when there's an NBA team that's making fun of you on their TikTok page? When you screwed up so hard that your name is now used as cultural lingo to signify a bad player in a multiplayer game? I mean, seriously, how the hell did it get so bad? Well, at its essence, this incident wasn't centered on a game or a community. This was something that everyone can understand, a victim standing up to his very ruthless bullies. They held more power and influence over him and managed to cause considerable damage. He was framed, and they tarnished his reputation. He would then, all alone, stand up for himself. And when the community had his back, the bullies would not only double down, they would triple down and quadruple down, never once apologizing to him. This truly showed us how vile they truly were as they were being cornered by, well, the entire internet. So no wonder this escaped containment outside of the Marvel Rivals community and into the mainstream. You now have people, both young and old, wondering what happened, asking, hey, can I get details about this? And I mean, of course they would, because this story not only plays out like a classic movie plotline, it also has an extremely satisfying ending. However, the ending is even more satisfying if you truly understand every aspect that led up to it. And seeing that there's a lot of details involved, I figured we have to talk about it, which is why I'm making this video. So, without further ado, here's the full story of how Kingsman stood up to his three bullies and won. Let's do this. Alright, so first things first, who the hell is Kingsman 265? Well, before even starting to upload videos or create content, he was someone who had already spent time in first-person shooter games, most notably Hyperscape, a Ubisoft game that came out in 2020. According to him, he played this game back when he was 16 years old, and he was so good at it that at some point he was #1 on the leaderboard. Quite the achievement, especially since this game had a crazy learning curve. That unfortunately wouldn't last, because the game would prove to be unpopular and shut down very shortly after. This is when he would make the move to Apex. And just like in Hyperscape, the guy was very skilled too, achieving top ranks consistently. For Kingsman though, everything would change when Marvel Rivals would come out on December 6th, 2024. This is when he would pivot to it full time. And just like in the other games he played, he was also incredibly skilled here, reaching top 500 in multiple roles using multiple heroes, while also managing to become the rank 1 magic player, a character that's not even ranked at the top of the meta. Look, by this point it was obvious, Kingsman wasn't just talented at Marvel Rivals, he was talented in general in competitive games. Unfortunately though, this ridiculous level of skill wouldn't translate into much viewership. He would start streaming in the summer of 2023 and would continue streaming regularly, consistently, and yet for almost 2.5 years, the growth wouldn't
being a
translate
pro and
into
entertaining
much.
at the same time is a very different thing. You can be pro and entertaining at the same time. It's either you are really entertaining or you're really that good. Like Fakers is like he have some dramatic side of him, while being stupidly good. He is the anomaly.
with him peaking at around 150 average viewers.
Even like, here's the thing, like when Faker playing like League, it's like, all right, the enemy team always have that one thing they have to do. It decisions they have to make is to shut down Fakers, so he won't be able to do jack shit in the team. But his other team is not like that incompetent. His other team will still steamroll your team. Or you steamroll his team, but let Faker do his thing, he will steamroll everyone. You only have these two choices in most cases. It's really rare to go against T1 at this point. Obviously, some people can. Some people can't. Most people can't. It's because he is that good. Obviously, the rest of his team is not bad. It's like they are also ridiculously good too. But he is like among everyone in the T1 team. Is like, if you choose to be able to solo one of them, who that you do not want to solo in competitive scene? Usually people would just say Faker. Usually.
That's just the reality of the streaming landscape, especially when it came to a game like Marvel Rivals. So on January 12th, 2026, when Basim ZB, a Marvel Rivals content creator, would announce that he was hosting a tournament for Marvel Rivals titled Creator Cup with a $40,000 prize pool, including 48 creators, one of them being Kingsman, as you can imagine, he was very excited. This is an opportunity to not just showcase your content and your gameplay, but also a shot at winning a prize. This prize pool also didn't come from just anywhere. It was officially being sponsored by NetEase Games, the creators of the game. The way this was structured was simple. There would be 8 different captains, and on the 13th of January, they'd all be present on Basim's livestream to create their team from those 40 invited content creators. In the case of Kingsman, he'd end up being picked by the captain, Cece. She admitted during the draft pick that she didn't know him, she just knew that he was very skilled. Alongside him, she would pick a few other teammates. What you have to keep in mind are 2 names in particular, Zazastack and Luciasa. You see, Kingsman was streaming as Cece was picking her team, and from the moment this team was formed, he signaled one worry that he had, Zazastack. So shortly after the draft, he would get into a call with the team captain, Cece, and he would express his worries. He'd very clearly outlined to her that he was worried about Zazastack, not because of her skill, not because of her as a person, but because she was the only content creator that was based in Australia when everyone else was playing on US-based servers. This meant that she had 200 ping, and to make matters worse, she was a Black Widow main, a sniper character that of course needs.
There is a reason why I don't play with my friends. I have a lot of friends in Australia. That is not because they're Australian. It's because I'm in Malaysia. Like, most of my friends is in Australia, and then they are really good at playing shooting games like Valorant, all those competitive stuff of games. I cannot keep up with them. It's not because I'm bad at playing games. I cannot keep up with them because my ping is fucking high. At this point, you will reach the statement that is, I am not bad at game, but sadly, the game want me to be bad. It's like I can literally go out, like, shoot a shotgun, and then, like, come back, basically, like, come out cover, find someone, shoot a shotgun in the face, and come back to the covers, I die. And I didn't even feel a single hit indicator hit me. I just suddenly died. The ping with the superior Australia internet, yes, it's bad. Especially when you're not living in a more like a city area. Your ping would be worst. Especially in Australia too. So they also always have that internet issues. Even play some other games. But thankfully, like, they have like a very good oceanic server when it comes to all those kind of things. Yeah, this is why, like, the world is wide, like, all those kind of things. Oh man, I do feel bad, like, I can't, not feel bad. I feel sad that I cannot play a lot of games with my friends. Mainly is just because the internet issues. Like, people aren't really that bad at gaming, no matter how shit you are, to be honest, in all reality. It's just that sometimes it's just so difficult due to like circumstances. I did hear it once in like while I'm doing like VTuber chat, like chatting with like I'm doing a lot of like talk and chat with lots of people. I met this one guy actually from Australia, and he's like the if I remember well, is if I didn't remember well, I'm sorry. Okay, take it with the grain of salt. He is like the guy that handle the internet infrastructures of Australia. One of the guy. And he told me that New Zealand is suing Australia for bad internet. It's not like a big ass court case. It means like it's just the entire government, like government to government, like complaint and stuff. Essentially, more or less, like it's in the level of like suing and stuff. The reason is because New Zealand is basically piggybacking like the internet infrastructures that created in Australia to in order to let their internet works and stuff. But their infrastructure systems is so bad because Australia is actually a really big place, and but the city and the towns area is like so sparse out, like they really hard to like there's not a lot of reason to create a lot of like internet towers and to like drag the landline to like across the entire continent just for that. So they use a lot of wireless like technologies that like support the internet, especially on the rural areas. Yeah, don't worry about that. I still have fun with my friends, just not in game ways of fun. I mean, like if you are trying to be competitive, I can understand that. If you play a sniper characters that require precisions in a competitive game, when you have 200 ping, more than 200 ping, you can't shoot jack shit. Okay, you play shooting games that with ping issues, don't expect to win. Never have the expectation of that person is going to do anything. Even he want to do something, he can't. But either way, let's go back to topic. So that's why like the internet side of things, they have like a very big issues to like set up an internet thing. So usually having LAN is really rare for in Australia's. Okay, so they're usually using like those like 4G towers or like not 4G towers, like 5G tower nowadays. Um, Using basically like satellite like internet or something similar to like like the Elon Musk thingy, or like just generally Wi-Fi all the way, because they don't have in like obviously your house you can plug in Wi-Fi, but your modem that connected to the internet is literally using Wi-Fi to connecting to the internet. So imagine if you use Wi-Fi and your modem is Wi-Fi connected to the internet, it would be double whammy. So yeah, they have a lot of like internet infrastructure issues just because of that. Because there is literally no benefit of dragging the Gashang internet line into the wild of Australia's. As you most people already understand, the wild of Australia is really wild. So maintenance on those things is going to be ridiculously expensive. So they go for the wireless mode most of the time. But either way, yeah, because of that, like the internet in Australia is known as the superior internet connections. Um, not, in a sarcastic way, just because of that. Obviously, there are lots of like area have like really good internet in Australia's, but mainly those are the city or like the more popular like towns area. When you're in a slightly rural areas, oh, say goodbye to internet. I feel sad for them too. It's like I got a few friends that's actually in the rural areas, so like it's the internet is really bad for them. They can't even play Minecraft. I was like, holy shit, how do guys manage to stream? Yeah, sadly they don't. Most of the time they just like do like chatting stream. Not technically like what I do now, but I do game streams. I just rarely does it because I don't really earn money from it. For me, it's like I have another special case. Aside from most of my friends in Australia, I have most of my friends all over the world. That's the thing. Like schedule is a bitch. Yeah, scheduling and time zone is a bitch. Even you have the perfect time that you schedule that you can do like maybe like weekly hangout and stuff. Sooner or later we can't hang out. Do you know why? Daylight saving. If you are in like the equator zone, like in the Southeast Asia regions, you might never experience the pain of daylight saving. You can, because like daylight saving is basically there will be a time and day. Some people in different time zone will move forward 1 hours. Some people in the time zone will move backward 1 hours. Because of that, it messed up the time so much. It's almost literally impossible to do a consistent streaming schedule together. Yeah, but I've been planning lots of things lately. I want to do my podcast and drawcast. If you guys don't know what drawcast is basically I will invite guests. It's similar with podcast, but it's more like we sit there and do some like figure drawing together, do some like drawing practice, and then I will have this like unified canvas. Basically, it's like an online canvas that everyone can draw on. I've created a scene for everyone to draw their own VTubers into it. Like their virtual personas, like add themselves into it. I'm still thinking about the scene that I'm going to draw for them. It's like I have to finish the scene first, so they can like manually draw stuff and like they, as long as they the way they want it, they can color on it, this and that other stuff. Like just have a long time drawing while chatting, on those kind of jazz, you know.
Is way less than 200 ping to be accurate, while also being meant that she creator that was
Let's
based
keep
in
watching the video
Australia
while I'm
when
looking.
everyone else was playing on US-based servers. This meant that she had 200 ping, and to make matters worse, she was a Black Widow main, a sniper character that of course needs way less than 200 ping to be accurate, while also being a character that's completely out of meta. Cece would reassure Kingsman during their call that don't worry, European players have 150 ping, Zaza's stack isn't that far behind, and that her Black Widow was really good, asking him to be patient until he saw her performance himself. So look, by this point, everything was cordial, everything was friendly and reasonable. It was no secret that Kingsman was worried, but he was optimistic. He wanted to give this team a chance, especially seeing that there was a $40,000 prize pool and he was a completely broke college student. He wanted to give it his best shot and chose to give Zazastak the benefit of the doubt. What he could have never seen coming, though, is that this team wasn't going to be too far off from those terrible group projects you had in high school, where you were put with the most entitled,
Just
vile
hearing that give me
bullies.
PTSD.
Alright, so here's the deal. A Marvel Rivals team has 6 players. There are different heroes with different roles, and you can use varying combinations to come up with a strategy. At the moment though, the best strategy is pretty straightforward, and it's used by all pro players. It's called triple support, and it involves having half your team pretty much be support heroes. Seeing that there's not really much you can do to counter a team like this, everyone has been using it to rank up. It's actually very similar to what happened with Overwatch 1 at some point, when the meta used to be 3 supports and 3 tanks. Everyone was using it and you couldn't counter it in any way, shape, or form. Seeing that Kingsman was intending to do his absolute best in this tournament and wanted his team to win, he assumed that his team would also have the same mentality and go with the best meta team possible. Shortly before the tournament would begin, he'd go live on his channel with the intent of scrimming with his team, which meant playing against other teams in this tournament before the tournament began, just to practice. The only person who had shown up was Cece. He had to go out of his way to contact everyone else in order for them to get there.
Yeah, the
Two of
moment I see
players
that, I know we are
couldn't even
doomed.
make it. They found replacements for
If
them,
I
but
ever
the only
see
players
that
showed
shit
up from
happens,
his team were
because
Cici,
it does happen to me in real
Zazastack,
life.
and Luciasa. As you can imagine, the scrims went terribly. And I can't remember the last time I had to force myself to watch something this much because of how uncomfortable it was. But I'm not going to be the only one suffering here. I'm going to show you multiple clips of these scrims so you can understand how terrible the team dynamic was and how vile his teammates were. In this first clip, Kingsman expresses shock when his teammates tell him they don't intend to run the best meta team composition in the game. Seeing that some of the people playing this tournament were pro players, this was pretty much similar to saying, hey, we're going to throw the game on purpose. Watch.
We're not going to run triple support for the tournament?
No, we're not.
Where did you get that idea that we were?
GG, we lost. What?
Right. Where is this triple support coming from? I don't really
Okay, then we don't play. Okay, well, this is gonna be a hard tourney then.
Yeah, you like.
You just think it's gonna be a hard game.
No, guys, I want to try hard this tourney,
If
but
we don't run triple support, like hard meta, we're never winning.
it's a $40,000 tourney, guys.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna
you
need
can still
triples.
win on off-meta characters. Other people gonna be playing off-meta too. Like,
Yeah, I don't think.
I think you guys have a very different mentality than like other teams. Like I think
Yeah.
the other teams will just walk out with full.
Thank you.
Just bear in mind, we're still in the complete beginning of the scrims. This is like the first game they're playing together. The only person attempting to take him seriously was someone who wasn't even on the team. They were there as a replacement. The people arguing with him are both Cici and Luciasa, who kind of sound similar, as well as Zazastack. She's the one with the Australian accent. And from their tone, you can tell that they're clowning on him, even though Kingsman is one of the best players in the game. Still though, you don't get to Kingsman's level of skill if you just gave up easily, so he kept trying to talk sense into his team and only kept getting shut down.
Talk some sense into these guys because they don't want to run triple support. They're gonna
fucking triple support a character that I don't know how to play. What the fuck do you want me to do? Like,
Playing tournament and don't want to be flexible is
You don't think
bad.
any team will want to run triple support?
Very bad.
You can barely get Matthew to play freaking support, let alone for people.
If Matthew's playing for 40 grand, he's gonna play triple support.
I got mad.
As you could tell, he was starting to lose his mind. Guys, there's $40,000 on the line, and you think that people weren't going to use the best meta composition in this tournament. The team captain was not taking him seriously, and Zazastack was not even attempting to offer to try support.
Yeah, here's the thing, like no matter how good you are playing as a characters, there's a there's a big difference between a good player and a good team comp. Try to think this. You can be you can play Call of Duties or like play Battlefield or any shooting game, be the best person in the game that is doing aiming, okay? You can do headshot, 360 turn headshot. You can literally know who is literally behind you, snap a 180 shot, headshot to the head immediately. No matter how skilled you are still one person, okay? So when that happened, what happened if you get taken down? Then your entire team will crumble. It's like that's the thing. You like when you come playing as a tournament, you have to be able to like be flexible at your selections. You do not just have that one guy you can only main. You be really, really good at. You are going to willing to switch off to some things that can match up with the team. Maybe it's not the best choice for you, for the person himself to do it, but it is the best choice for the entirety of the team. Like things like that. So when you want to go for a tournament, this is one of the things that people really have to like understand that part. It's like a competitive group that is going to join the competitions and being being competitive and stuff. First thing you need to do is to be able to strategize together, not together with the team, not because that I am good at that character, I'm going to stick with the characters. You build your entire strategies around me. It's a very different mentality when you think of that. If that person think that way, the entire team is fucked. Yeah, the entire Marvel Rival drama is basically like there's that one guy realized that this team comp is not working. We literally are 5v6 at this point. We need to figure out something that is like even we down with one person is still fine. At least we try, But they literally be nah, everyone just play as that main. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's that's issues for the entire drama things, and then yeah, I won't say it's truly bad if you manage to, do good. Then yeah, you do good. Like here's the thing, like even he complained about it. I did watch a video a little bit beforehand, and I just like restarted for the sake of like streaming, like having some like background noise and stuff. But yeah, like for the situation is like he at first complained a lot. Not complain a lot. It's more like he trying his best to suggest that, hey, you should try this at least. They basically keep shutting down his like any conversation you want to do. Imagine you are literally the highest rank person in here. Is not even like pull rank. He didn't even pull rank, to be honest. And the entire conversation like I listened to is like he never pull rank. He never pull like, oh, I'm the best magic player, you're going to listen to me, and those kind of things. No, he never does that. He's like, as a team, we should do something like this. Since everyone is doing it, if we don't do this or do anything that counter those things, we are going to get pummeled. And they try to do a competitive like pre-match, like before like they start the competition. They want to like test out the flow of everyone team's works and stuff, and do like a competitive play once to get a few times together to get a vibe of like how like everyone is working together as well, this and that other stuff. And he realized that everyone is all for themselves. It's basically at the mode of like you try to play competitive. There's like bronze, gold, diamonds, and like master rank, like those kind of like play style. They play like gosh dang gold rank players. Yes, their skill can be diamond, but the teamwork is like gold rank. There are people who are really, really good at playing the games. They have the skill of diamond rank, but they have the shitty personality of gold rank persons. The reason of that is they refuse to adapt to the team. And that's the sad fact. I like competitive. The reason I didn't do competitive game a lot is because there are too many stubborn people inside there. If you really want to raise up your rank, you kind of like have to like adapt to the situations. If your team not really willing to. So if I don't have a full team of friends playing with me, normally I don't play as competitive. That's the thing. Yeah. Tournament with money is a very finicky stuff. It's like if you want to put a tournament and put a huge prize pool into it, okay? And you want to put professional and casual player together, okay? The professional is going to tear their hairs apart. Not even kidding about that. I don't know who actually invented that kind of like method of like doing content creation. It's just like they just want to see people suffer. It's fine because like just stick with casual. It's like trying to have some vibe, have some fun in there. It's good to like have some like PvP stuff like here and there. It's just that when you want to be competitive, it's still fine. Like if you're content with like staying in gold, stay in diamond, just like mess around and have some fun. Yeah, good. That's a reason like when you went into master rank, you have to behave properly. It's like, yeah, you're a businessman, and then you work your rank up to noble, then you have to behave as a noble. Something like that, And if you play as a sniper character with high ping, it's more or less that you are throwing the game. Like no people in the world can predict a shot 3 seconds ahead. If you are, you won't stay in low rank. Like anyone can predict a shot like 3 seconds ahead. They are God. Okay? That they are not just normal player. They are godlike player. And at some point they are hacking. Real life hacking at that point. No people have that capability of doing that. If you are playing a sniper characters that most of the case people only using it for troll and playing in competitive and playing in a tournament that with money staked on it, anyone would complain. Anyone would concern. Yeah, sorry. I noticed my stream is a little bit lagging. Maybe my teleport is a little bit too high level. Let me change this to 35. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the black flash. Yeah, it's like different. When you work in different area, you can be yourself. To be honest, it's not like you always. It's like you forced to not be yourself always. It's just that, depending on circumstances, you have to behave accordingly, right? Like you, it's like in a situations that you can be as rude as you want, like outside, maybe with your friends. You can like talk shit, this and that, or you can just like cuss around, like say the word fucking shit at anyone anytime you want. But if you go to your friend's house, if you see your friend's mother, you won't be the first word you're going to say is like, "Hi, bitch." You're gonna get punched. It's the same like accordingly. If you're going to play a $4,000 prize pool tournament, behave accordingly. That's a very understanding requirement, Same like you go to your friend's house. You have to at least behave, be at your personal best behavior. Despite you are a very freedom, nonchalant persons. It's like common courtesies. Yes, common courtesies. Yeah, I see like a few frames skipped.
He was starting to get so desperate that he even offered to play support himself. Rye support. He was starting to get so desperate that he even offered to play support himself, showing that he was willing to do anything for his team to win, something that his teammates apparently didn't really agree on.
Just because you can, I can learn him too and play
All
him.
I'm saying is we need to run.
You need 2 tanks though for triple support.
People are telling me that, yeah, I can play second tank. I play strange.
Your chatters that freaking are keyboard Andes, bro.
He would offer to play support, he would offer to play tank, nothing, just more disrespect. He would continue to argue his point, trying to find some sort of compromise with Zaza's tech. His teammates were not having it, and this is what the team captain, the leader here, CC, had to say to him. An incredible response, watch.
Yeah. Hold on. Kingsman, you're gonna tell me, bro. We haven't even played against them yet, bro. chill.
It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
No shit, bro. But you think Zaza's gonna swap after we had this conversation 10 different times?
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
Man. It's not I'm shitting on women's gaming, but the women in his team are terrible. I have like all my friends that play I say again the friends that I play with, and the people in Australia, and they're all women. Okay, they are way better than me, and they actually works like wonders. Okay, they didn't behave like a bitch and everything. Man. Well, if he understand the fun, like I say again, like you can mimic anything you want, but being fundamental knowing the fundamental is a little bit different, you know? Like I say again, a pro team and a pro player and a very good player is a very different thing. Three of the spectrum is a different thing, okay? One is being very good with the mechanic and the gameplay. Another one is good with tactic and strategies. And another one is just, you know, very adaptable. While you have like the blend of both things. I know it's a little bit confusing to say that point. Like I did mention, like if a guy who is like really good at the game doesn't mean he's the best team players. If he's not a team players while being very good at the game, the entire team fail because it's not a team in the first place. The reason why competitive players sometimes you can grab like any like the best top one like competitive players. Compare with a random guy that is like really good at playing the game, you will notice that random guy that really good at playing the game is going to be way more better than the top competitive players in the competitive scene. It's because strategy really matters. Try to think about this. The moment you see your opponent that's like one team comp switch into another, you have to immediately adapt, or if you can't adapt, you would have a teamwork ability to understand each other playstyle, have to switch immediately. Imagine it's like, oh, they did this thing. Okay, team. It basically you guys have like strategy A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then go for strategy C. Oh, you can't do strategy C, and then you adapt and tweak a little bit of the strategy C so it works properly. And then maybe you guys can forward to strategy D when like you guys like have one guy like died and then went back to the spawn point. He can switch heroes. Okay, we can immediately go forward for another strategy that kind of like go against that particular team comp now. It's like, it's a lot of decisions to make when it comes to the competitive scene. Sadly, not lots of people actually want to like look at those things. Those things are stressful. Just going to say this. If you're good at playing the game, just enjoy the game. Yeah, you can definitely like do lots of things. But when you go to like competitive side of the game, oh my god, you're going to like, lose a lot of hair. Even it's like playing Fortnite, you're good at building an entire fucking tower within a seconds. Like, you can just do that in the fly, but doesn't mean that you build it in the right place. If you build it in the wrong place, you're just going to put yourself in dangers for everyone to see that towers and then shoot the shit out of you. Get that?
I'm telling you right now, she's not gonna.
Say to
Roll
him,
back a
an
little bit.
incredible response. Watch.
Yeah. Hold on, Kingsman, you're gonna tilt me, bro. We haven't even played against them yet, bro. chill.
It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
No shit, bro. But you think Zaza's gonna swap after we had this conversation 10 different times?
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
I'm telling you right now, she's not gonna. She's gonna start on Widow no matter what you say.
I don't even think I've been playing that bad in our scrims on Widow either.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I know you won't. I know you're not bad at the character.
Like, for
That's not my point.
Christmas, I want Zaza.
Not once did Kingsman disrespect Zaza, her skill, her playstyle, her as a person. His main worry stemmed purely from how the other team was going to counter her character, just naturally, just based on dynamics. Zaza's stack would argue, my performance isn't even that bad. That's gonna age like milk because very shortly after, she would get absolutely pummeled by the enemy team. This is when he would say, do you see my point? This is when he would truly start to get disrespected by his team to the maximum level. Take a look.
Do you see my point? Now imagine Zaza trying to live that, right? It's not gonna happen.
Busy dueling with Spider-Man, bro.
Bro, none of them
Back to
live,
you guys
bro.
now.
Yes, exactly,
Oh my God,
exactly.
wait, I'm like learning him.
Bro,
But Bucky
I'm
will.
so for
Bucky
real,
will
bro.
prevent that.
Like, no one is living a 5-man run into their spawn, bro. Kingsman, shut up, bro. Just mic
They're
off in
living
2
with triple
seconds,
support.
bro.
Thank
You
you.
made your point and it's not gonna happen.
Okay, so
All chats are getting annoyed now.
Yeah, by this point, Kingsman's own chat had lost hope. W ego, it's fucking over. Is she dumb? She is so fucking mean. Rip, it's over. Yeah, you're not sniffing $1. You are not getting any money, lil bro. The cherry on top here was the fact that they would win this game, purely because the rank 1 Magic, Kingsman, would carry the hell out of his dumbass team. Zaza's stack throughout the entire game would only get 2 eliminations. 2! I want to emphasize to you how much of an achievement that is. Getting a kill in this game isn't like in Call of Duty or other FPS games. If you just as much touch an opponent that ends up dying later by your teammate, it counts as a kill. Like literally just...
Yeah, it does happen in like Marvel Rival. Technically, they count lots of assists as kill, so means like she didn't hit a person at all. You can literally rush in with a baton, with like a Black Widow. You can remotely just randomly hit someone with 1 hit. You manage to take a kill. You manage to claim a kill. It's a very weird system they have. But this kind of proved the point that she didn't hit a single shot. But obviously, like 200 ping, like even you are good at playing Black Widow, okay? A sniper characters. If you didn't hit, you didn't do anything. Even like you're good at hitting people, like with the gushing snipers, is like 200 ping is 200 to 300 ping is just not good. It's just not good.
doing 1 damage. This meant that throughout the entire game, she only hit 2 different people as a sniper. That's just how crazy this is. And no one saw this as a problem, except for Kingsman. That's how crazy the situation was. No matter what Kingsman would say, how he tried to formulate a sentence, how he would try to get the point across, he would always be disrespected. Like in this clip, watch.
Just save your breath.
Because I'm not swapping over Black
Yeah,
Widow.
yeah.
Okay, then we lost the tournament.
You don't
GG, go next.
understand that,
That's literally how it works.
I don't want to get It's not happening, bro.
Oh my god, I just gotta talk about this fucking conversation now.
Nah, bro. Anti's gonna make another video, bro, for sure.
Yeah, you're.
No, this is an important conversation. This is an
You want to see something really ironic? As soon as this game started, literally as soon as this game started, one of the first people who died was Cece, and then
There's one. Winner one.
Zaza stack immediately by Spider-Man. By the way, I just want to emphasize, Cece had told Kingsman specifically when they had the call before starting scrims that Zaza was great at taking out Spider-Man. That's why she's Widow. You want to see something even more ironic? Kingsman would get 18 eliminations, carrying the hell out of his team again, while Zaza stack couldn't even hit 1 person. 0 kills as a sniper, 5 deaths, and 0 assists. Assists are purely for healers, people who give you buffs, and if you get a kill, they get an assist. Zaza couldn't hit a single enemy that died this game. A single one. He would keep emphasizing his arguments, the fact that he went against #1 Black Widows in games and saw that they couldn't handle certain compositions. He really tried to get the point across that it's not Zaza's stack that he has a problem with, it's purely the character pick, still nothing. This would all culminate in one of the most disrespectful things that were said to him by the team captain. And since she was streaming too, might as well show you her perspective while she was saying it. Watch.
We are running into Snake 16. I don't understand, bro. I don't get it. You're making me mad, bro. We've been playing against Snake 16. This is their team. The only difference is 1 support player, bro. We won. Shut up now, bro. Like, I'm tired of it. This is fucking getting annoying and you're making Zaza sad. Like, it's not gonna happen. She's gonna play Black Widow, so just shut up for 2 seconds and just play this goddamn scrim. Like, I don't get it, bro. Thank you. Oh my god, like, just shut up, bro. Like, we're not gonna swap.
If you're concerned about their dive, you just trade back.
What an incredible display by the team captain who's meant to keep order, who's meant to understand all the perspectives in her team and find a middle ground. In her mind, she probably thought, Slay Queen, I'm being a girl boss right now. In reality, she was being a nasty bully. Not just her though, the other 2 girls as well. Out of all the scrims this team ended up playing, so around 7 different games, Zaza would do well on the last one. Kingsman would carry every single game. That's not an exaggeration. He was really carrying his team hard. But it just so happened that Zaza got MVP once. Here's how his team reacted. Look for yourself. I mean, this is really the last straw here.
2-2. Job. Talk shit to Kingsman now, Zaza.
I don't talk shit. I just tell people to shut up when they're talking. That's all.
Oh, that was horrible, bro.
I didn't talk shit at all. When did I talk shit?
Look at her strut down this runway. Look at her strut down this runway. Shush, Kingsman, you're not allowed to talk.
Makes me play like crap when people are, you know,
Yeah,
being a
that's
bit
normally
icky.
how it goes.
That's all.
You're not the only one.
Like
Yeah,
I'm playing
I'm sorry,
Climb
guys.
now
I'm just
because
really,
it's been a
I'm
couple
just a
games
terrible
since that, you
person.
know?
Just report me.
You're not a terrible person. It doesn't make you a terrible person.
I think
Fucking
everyone
ridiculous.
on this team
Just be
understands
nice,
you
like,
have
just be
passion to
chill.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
sorry, I'm
get
just-
your
I'm
passion
just so
to win as
negative.
well, and like,
Get me the
I
fuck
really
outta here,
want to
bro.
win as well. Intentionally throwing, because if people are being icky.
I think I'm just gonna.
But they're down to wait for us. to
Whatever. I
win
want
this.
money. I'm still gonna play. I'm
So-
really.
Bro, we already won against them. Or do you want to just like
Let's
switch,
leave them
like
to-
By this point, I really want to emphasize just how professional Kingsman has remained throughout this entire thing. Compared to the average person, I mean, hell, compared to me. In his shoes, I would have already crashed out a long time ago. I mean, she was over here saying that she was throwing on purpose because he was being icky to her, and that once he finally shut up, she could perform well. We all know that's a lie. She couldn't even get one kill. So why did Kingsman actually stay and deal with this disgusting disrespect, this bullying? Well, he would explain it himself. Eventually, the scrims would end. He'd leave to continue playing ranked, and then he would tell his stream straight up.
I'm just here to win the tournament. You know. I need that money. I'm fucking broke. I like money, and $3,000 or $40,000, which has a prize pool for first place of $3,000, is a lot of money for me. I could really use that to help pay my college. You know, college tuition is very expensive.
So that's what it was. A lot of people can relate to this. College tuition is crippling debt to just about anyone in the US. And on top of that, winning $3,000 would also mean that maybe you don't have to eat cup noodles every day. When you're a full-time student who doesn't work a part-time job on the side, $3,000 can really make or break an entire year of studies. Every dollar counts, which is why he was willing to deal with this blatant disrespect, all for the sake of maybe paying off some of his college loans. Unfortunately, though, even after dealing with so much disrespect, with so much blatant bullying, it would all prove to be for nothing, because he wouldn't even get an opportunity to participate in the tournament. Shortly after telling his chat why winning is such a big deal for him, he'd go AFK for a few minutes, come back, and announce something so ridiculous that it would make anyone's blood boil.
Well, I was just kicked out of the tournament. Well, unfortunate. Yep, I know. I've been messaging Bazim for the past like 20 minutes and there's nothing to do. I just gotta get removed, I guess. Wow. What a joke, bro. I mean, like, that's just insane. I can't. Unreal, bro, unreal. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Wow. Wow.
As you can see, his chat was absolutely shocked. Anyone with a brain cell would be shocked. And Kingsman was speechless. Kicked for what? Enduring bullying? Wanting your team to win? Giving advice from your own experience playing in the highest ranks? And to top it all off, the reason for him being kicked wasn't specified to the public. The tournament organizer, Basim ZB, would give a very vague answer when asked why he was kicked. And he made it sound like something that was completely unforgivable. This didn't help at all, because it only fueled rumors and theories that were way worse than what actually occurred.
Oh,
See
I
for
really
yourself.
hate this
Is that
fake
made?
posting shit.
This is my decision. He was
It
kicked out.
kills so many
was,
people's
you know,
career.
for violating rules. All right, I'm gonna just say that because I mean I'm keeping it as respectful as possible. All right, I'm a tournament host. There is a level of creator.
Do you guys know like that? Depends on how much you watch like anime stuff. Do you guys know like the guy who like do the voice like Takahata like 101 thingy? There's a VTuber called Takahata like 101, and if you guys don't know what he is, who he is, and he's the guy who do the Hellsing Abridge. The guy who voiced Alucard. Okay. Basically, he does a lot of collab with lots of women, and then like suddenly all those women start to vague posting about him, like did the most heinous crime in the world. Vague posting, not even like actually like say like, oh, he did this. No, they just like vague posting all the time, like all the way. And then a lot of people just keep like, you know, like those crime that they never say, keep building up, become like the like he is like some sort of like, you know, like worst war criminal that exists in the world. Like he can't say anything because like it's in the lawsuit and everything, so like he cannot like reveal the lawsuit and stuff, like privacy stuff. Like he literally respect the privacy of the person who literally are suing him. So he decided not to say anything, and everyone just keep vague posting him to like no tomorrow, and then they don't realize that he got accused of like like the R-word on people, but in reality like the girls that accusing him is super mentally unstable. And like keep like low key going around to like his like circle is just like spreading rumors about him. So like the other people just like have like, lots of one-on-one conversation with that girls, and decided to be like, you know what, like, fuck that guy, and then like do like a lots of like vape posting. Like the most girl shit that you can find in the world is like poke people at the back. And the entire situations like exploded due to like the vague posting shit. And afterward it was settled. He did nothing. It's just a very, very bizarre and like awkward situations and stuff like that. But the problem is, because of all those vague posting, even the stuff is settled, he don't want to talk about it anymore. So like he never really like tell people that, oh, the stuff is settled, I'm innocent and everything. He just don't want to talk about it. So even nowadays, there's still people think that he's a rapist and don't want to work with him anymore. He just like disappeared from the internet, sadly. Yeah, vague posting is the worst shit in the world. I'd rather say something wrong and get caught, and then I apologize publicly, than just, Dad, I can't say it. Oh, he did something horrible. What horrible one? I can't say it. It's too horrible. I would, if I ever see any video I did that in my past, I would ask Doraemon to create a time machine for me, just to go back and slap the shit out of myself.
Respect and this is my decision. He was kicked out was for violating rules. All right, I'm gonna just say that because I mean I'm keeping it as respectful as possible. All right, I'm a tournament host. There is a level of creator respect, and this is not. I'm saying like somebody calls somebody a poopy head, they don't get kicked out of the tournament. There's reasons for this, okay? And it's not just a one-time thing, because I understand warning is not an option. No, because if there's warnings, everybody's going to get warnings. There's a zero tolerance policy. He wants to play and he wants to win, and he wants a lot of people to switch to different team comps. I understand he wants to win. I get it. You cannot avoid the fact it was very toxic. There's a lot of different things. All right, I understand. I was a college student once too, bro. I get it. I got no personal beef with Kingsman. I got no beef with Kingsman. I got no beef with anybody.
I got no beef with Kingsman, but at the same time, what he did was unforgivable. What he did has a zero tolerance policy. He doesn't even deserve a warning, just an immediate kick. That's just how bad it is. Look, it was obvious he was trying to quell down the flames, but this did nothing but put fuel on it. It was handled horribly. Not to mention that as time went by, CC would continue to talk shit behind Kingsman's back.
I open up the chat and I immediately see CC saying I was shit talking the tourney and my members, and all I gotta say is I tried to be so polite the whole tournament, and I literally have been so respectful of Basm. I ranked up, let's go. I've been promoting this tournament for weeks, and obviously maybe there was a joke in passing. I mean, like 5 minutes ago, Tato, I literally heard you say this tournament's gonna be dog shit, bro. Like, yeah. Because there's no bans. Obviously there's jokes in passing, but all I'm gonna say is one of my viewers showed me that 20 minutes before I got kicked, CC said she had to go do something real quick.
So this was Kingsman talking to another streamer about his kick, arguing that there was nothing he said that was worse than what others have been saying.
Not want to stuck in a leadership role.
Too. I
usually get stuck in a
even
leadership
after he was kicked, adding that she might have had something to do with this kick because she went AFK on her stream to talk to Basm on a phone call. And finally, Kingsman went as far as having to explain to people that he was not a misogynist. Zaza Stack would complain to her Discord about how toxic he was to her, and someone would just randomly say that Kingsman's chat was misogynistic, that they were a reflection of his misogyny, that him asking Zaza, someone who can't even get one kill in an entire game, to switch to another hero was him being misogynistic. And since Basim ZB, the organizer of the tournament, refused to elaborate on why he was kicked, these rumors were running wild. It was so unfortunate. I mean, the guy did nothing wrong. His name was being ran through the mud. This is why after being kicked, he would decide to make a 1-hour, 16-minute video titled "I was kicked from a $40,000 tournament." He'd upload it on January 18th and it would quickly go mega viral, being spread everywhere on social media. All the clips that we watched so far were from his video. But what's really sad here isn't just how he was disrespected by these people he had just met recently, it's also the fact that someone he considered a friend, Luciaza, someone he was excited to play with, also talked shit behind his back. I mean, this is what he had to say when he found out he was on the same team as her. Look at this.
Lucy? Yes! It's winnable. Wait. Actually, that's actually fire. This is winnable. We win this.
Ooh.
This is actually doable. Me and Lucy are on the same
Ooh.
team. $40,000 tournament. There's no way she's gonna throw. So that means we're gonna actually win. That's actually doable. Okay, Cece's got a good draft. Good draft. Oh, he picked Mad.
She was there during the scrims, by the way. She had nothing to say to defend him. In fact,
Ooh. If you don't know, it's basically when you play like competitive stuff, like you have like you either like go for the full team of yourself, or like you have like a half team, or there's like a much more sacred one, is what we call the duo team. Okay, it's always like partner in crime. Like you can play two guys together. At least you have like one guy that is always reliable when it comes to team comm and stuff. If like other doesn't want to like do anything like adapt to the team, and then you be like, we can flex, and then they both like can team up together, no matter like what kind of team comm they are in. Like that is called a duo. The duo people, okay. Not the duo people, a duo comm. Dual partner. Even she backstabbed him. Holy shit! It's like your internet best friend decided to turn his back on you.
in fact, she decided to side with Cece and Zaza Stack. And here's what she would think to say to...
Good draft. Oh, he picked Mad.
She was there during the scrims, by the way. She had nothing to say to defend him. In fact, she decided to side with Cece and Zaza Stack. And here's what she would say behind his back on her own stream. Watch.
I need this for my college. I need this for my college. I have about 6 or 7 more years.
Yeah, we were dealing with some of the most vile, disgusting bullies you can imagine. People who had no empathy, no understanding, and no respect. Not just because Kingsman was a top 1 player, but because he was a human being, another person. But regardless, the tournament would still go on. Cece would be asked on stream why Kingsman was kicked, and she would again run his name through the mud.
Yeah,
with
mob
Luciasa
mentality
in front
is
of her
really
viewers.
dangerous.
Watch.
Even the
What
most
happened with
courteous
Kingsman
persons
getting
will become an
kicked?
asshole. Trust me.
So like Boston pulled me aside and it was just like, a lot of people were coming to him, like chatters and stuff, were showing him clips of him like saying disrespectful things about the tournament, like us as a team, and like saying we were gonna lose and all that stuff, and like
You guys are going to
Boston
lose.
was just not having it, and so he asked me, and I was just like, it's
With a
kinda
team
just
like that,
if you think
like
so.
behavior.
But apparently he was like muting in like while we were in Discord and then saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna lose, and these guys, my team sucks, and then he was talking about like how some other tournament he's in was like way better, and I think Basim was just not taking that disrespect, and low-key like I didn't want that disrespect either. Like I didn't want someone on the team that was just constantly gonna like shit talk us to his chat, so I was just like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But-
that was like mad disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, how dare he do you the courtesy of muting himself when he's about to lash out, staying respectful with you even after you told him multiple times to shut the fuck up in front of a live audience. Let's also not ignore the fact that when Basim told her he was intending to kick him, she had zero protest. I mean, seriously, with teammates like this, who needs enemies? Now, in the timeline of these events, the video had gotten tens of thousands of views.
Yeah, this is a 6v6 tournament. Apparently, the guy that got bullied is like a 6v11 tournament. Sadly, I think it's like there's another person's only only 4 person did bad to him. There's like another one is just basically just hands up and be like, I don't want to mix in any of this. I'm not going to say anything. That one did a good job.
And then hundreds of thousands before reaching 1 million. The Marvel Rivals community was outraged at this behavior, and it was starting to reach the mainstream. It was clear, Cece wasn't acting like this for the first time in her life. She's someone who is generally vile, who bullies people all the time, and this was her first time being caught, the first time facing consequences. So in the face of these consequences, she decides to make her own response to Kingsman's video on YouTube. The result? One of the worst disliked videos in YouTube's history. Barely 24 hours after Kingsman's video got uploaded, Cece would upload her own video, titled The Truth Behind the $40,000 Tournament. It's currently sitting at 1,200 likes and 60,000 dislikes. 60,000 comments.
Should I contribute to the dislike?
The majority of them are not on her side.
I heard the video, actually. I just don't have anything to talk about it. I need to fully see the entire drama first. Man. I hate to say this. Like, no offense to any girls, okay? Even girls will say this. They know a bitch when they see one.
Was why and how Kingsman got kicked. She'd argued that this wasn't about what Kingsman was saying, this was about how he said it, how it was affecting team performance, how it was bringing down their mental. She'd then talk about her phone call with a tournament organizer. According to her, Basim ZB would message her to talk. He'd say that he just so happened to have come across a bunch of clips and messages from Kingsman which made him want to kick him. Cece would then go ahead and not object, but does admit that looking back, maybe a warning would have been enough. Now I really want you to listen to this part in particular. This is her arguing in Zaza's favor. Look at this argument she's making here as to why Zaza sucked so much. Watch.
I want you guys to understand, she was gonna go 0-5 no matter what she played. Why? Because Kingsman was breathing down her neck, in her ear, for the last 30 minutes. She wasn't focused, she wasn't locked in, she wasn't going to play well no matter what she played. So you guys are like, that was her game. That was her game to show off. That was her chance to prove that it worked. No, it wasn't. Because during that time, Kingsman was still down her ear. We finish that map and we go into the next game and we're still arguing about it. At that point, I have to put my foot down as a captain. And yes, I told him to STFU. But you have to understand, this is after an hour of dragging this conversation on, an hour of me asking him to drop this topic, an hour of just continuous arguing in the team. Yes, I finally told him to STFU.
This is why I took the time in the beginning of this video to show you these clips. From her perspective, she's making him seem to be someone unreasonable, someone who can't shut up. In reality though, the only thing he wanted was some sort of a compromise. In between those clips of him talking were way longer play sessions with him not even breaching the topic. Zaza still could not hit a single enemy. Again, dude, getting a kill in this game is the easiest thing you can do. You just have to assist. But guys, she had to put her foot down. She had to tell him to shut the fuck up in front of the teammates and the viewers watching. They're suspecting him in front of thousands of people. And by the way, if you're confused about her voice, because she doesn't usually sound like this, yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. She's making this voice on purpose to appear more innocent.
As a professional voice actor, I can tell you one thing for sure. When there's someone actually not using the natural voice, I can hear it. I'm not a professional, but that voice definitely falls out.
Next up, of course, I'm sure you've seen some memes about the vibes. She'd make this argument. Watch for yourself.
From day one, I told Kingsman, rule number 1, don't tilt my team, and rule number 2...
Oh, by the way, if you guys are surprised that this is actually my voice, this one is actually my squeeze voice. When I get emotional, when I get excited, this is what happened to my voice. It's still my voice, it's just that they usually squeeze it out, those kind of things. Like, it's not like people want to pretend to be cute or not or something like that. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's always like a camera voice, non-camera voice, acting cute voice. Every voice is their voice, but still at the end, you know they definitely have a designated voice for different things. This is what you can hear out. When I actually get relaxed and I don't want to, like, you know, squeeze my voice and anything, so this is how it normally sounds like.
Don't bring the vibes down on the team because we're going to lose. A lot of you guys are underestimating how important vibes are in a team scenario. At the highest level of competitive esports, tier 1 esports, you will get booted from a team simply because your team doesn't like you. Even if you're performing, even if you're doing well, if the team synergy isn't there, you're not coming back for another season.
Bro, how dare you ruin the vibes? How dare you? How dare you, as a #1 player, give our team free advice to win $40,000 and ruin the vibes? She'd have an entire segment called accountability, but throughout this whole video, she never once apologized to him. In fact, during the scrims, she called him a loser as she was muted, right? And bear in mind, she had blamed him for muting and saying they were going to lose. Watch.
Character? No, I know, bro. Everyone thinks this guy's a
diver,
loser.
exploder,
King's a
like a
loser.
bug.
Yeah, there are lots of people have high pitch and everything. Like, depends on the language you use too. It's like the reason I have like a few different like tone of voices is because I speak in different language. This one is actually when I speak Chinese, I actually like will speak in this tone because I don't know why I just like squeeze high pitch when I speak Chinese. So I learned how to bring from other tone from different language to a different language. If you speak multiple language, you kind of like already know that too. That when you speak some other language, sometimes like your entire like tone shift into different thing. When I actually like speak English, when I really need to like be like very clear with my English word, I would actually sound like this. I'm not even shifting my tone or anything. I just normally sounds like this. It's just the way I pronounce the word is much more different when I do this. And there's a lot of people have like natural higher pitch voice, and then there are people with a low tone voice, this and that other stuff. Like you can look at Lily Peaches, like her voice is actually her natural voice too, when in certain circumstances and stuff, like she can still like talk like a normal person. That you understand. You will catch up to it once you like live long enough using like various different voice. But if you don't, I won't even blame you if you can't detect those things, because it's some things that a little bit hard to detect in the first place, you know.
Called him a loser as she was muted, right? And bear in mind, she had blamed him for muting and saying they were going to lose. Watch.
Character? No, I know, bro. Everyone thinks this guy's a
diver,
loser.
exploder,
King's a
like a
loser.
bug. That's just what happens.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that, and we're still gonna play Widow.
Now look, I don't know what you think about this, but in my opinion, this is the exact toxicity that Kingsman was blamed for and kicked without warning for. So as I said, CC had a whole section called accountability. She also had a section called loser, which was way longer. Did she apologize to him for this absolutely blatant toxicity? Well, as you might have guessed, no. If anything, she doubled down on it. Watch.
Yes, I did read out the chat. Because when I'm looking to my right, I'm reading chat that called him a loser. And then I repeated it. I shouldn't have read out that chat because it was disrespectful. That's very hypocritical of me to say that about Kingsman and then say that aloud. That's on me. But I will double down and say replace the term loser with being disrespectful, with asshole or rude. And that's my point. I don't think Kingsman's a loser. I think he's a good player who just wants to win. I think I said that because Kingsman was being a loser. You just criticized and demoralized my teammate for an hour, repeatedly ignoring our mentions to stop. Like, that's loser behavior. You're being a loser for that. And I'm going to say it again. If you make someone sad for an hour, despite people telling you...
Mind you, at the very beginning, his any suggestions, even the friendly suggestions, got immediately shut down.
Just stop. That's being a loser. And none of you guys in the chats could even you guys were trying to justify that. There's no justification for being an asshole. That's just what that was. So
yeah, I know. This gaslighting is insane. Yeah, well, it gets worse because now she's saying it wasn't a personal attack. What? Like, please explain to me what it is when I call someone a loser.
So it wasn't a personal attack on Kingsman. If Kingsman brought up the Bass and be like, yo, this was a personal attack on me, I would have argued. I was like, no, That's not a personal attack. That's just facts. That's
Of course you would have argued, because you're a gaslighting, manipulative bully. I mean, how can you sit here, record this, and publish this, saying, oh yeah, you know, calling him a loser, you know, replace that term with something else, and then continue and say, actually, you know what? No. If you bully someone for an hour, you are a loser. Like, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah, I'm sure you're not surprised by now why this video got so many dislikes and so many negative comments. The bully got caught for the first time maybe in her life, faced consequences for the first time, tried to use the same tactics she always used, but this time it failed horrendously. But before we move on from this video, I want to mention something that not many are mentioning at all, actually. At the end of her video, she would have a clip of around 1.5 minutes, in which Entei, a Marvel Rivals drama-centered TikTok content creator, would talk to Kingsman on stream shortly after he was kicked from the tournament. This guy wouldn't really be on Kingsman's side. He'd tell him that he was overstepping, that he was being extra. One could even say that he was siding with CC and Zaza as well as Luciasa. This is why CC felt so compelled to include it at the end of her video, titling this segment, Entei Preach. Just like everything we've watched so far, it's painful, but necessary. Watch.
Kingsman, what I'm trying to get you to understand,
Even
though,
in these
is that,
scenarios,
listen,
I am not.
listen, it's not just
Listen!
it's not just
Listen,
Zaza
boy!
that you're affecting.
Listen!
It's also affecting CC and your entire team synergy, because you're complaining about a comp that
Yeah,
they
but we
clearly
were
don't want to run.
synergized. We still
Okay,
synergized.
fine.
We had a game.
Then you drop it. Then you drop
Exactly.
it. Then you
exactly.
drop it.
Exactly. I didn't say anything. On the last game, I didn't even say anything.
But
I
you
just left the
did.
tournament.
You
I played
did,
ranked.
though. You said enough, bro. Dog, listen, I'm trying to help you. You did say a lot, man. You said a lot. And like I said, I'm gonna be there for you, because you getting kicked out the tournament is stupid. I get it. But
here's the thing. If you're going to say like he say a lot, he actually didn't say a lot. He tried to say something. He just keep getting shut down every single time he says something. This is like, here's the thing. This is the funniest shit in the world, actually. It's literally like go back to the kitchen, but women saying it, you know? It's like this guy trying to say, hey, this team comp, can we try it? Shut up. All right, you don't understand. Like, right now, everyone is doing it. Shut up. Okay, you look at in front of the enemy team that we are losing right now. They are playing the same comp. Shut up. If you say this is not a normal conversation, I would say yes, this is not a fucking normal conversation in the first place. The Kingsman guy, okay? He literally, I mean like physically and literally and metaphorically are getting say like any single word that you say, literally is that shut up and go back to the kitchens. I will flip the shit out like the second shut up are coming in. There are a lot more people in the internet that would flip the shit out getting shut up like multiple times.
you were overstepping. You were overstepping the entire time. So you can't get mad when all the overstepping that you have done for the past several days. Brother,
we've had one day of scrims after a draft.
Yeah, it really seemed like the entire world was against Kingsman. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I would have gone mad. Like, am I really that crazy? Am I really that insane with everyone telling me I'm a terrible person? Kingsman would then go ahead and ask Entei not to make a drama TikTok about this until he can release his video. He respected that wish. So after Kingsman's video dropped, Entei would drop his own video on his TikTok. And again, even though he was kind of giving the impression that he was Kingsman's friend, it was very obvious that he was taking the side of CC, Zaza, and Luciana. I mean, look at the things he was saying here. Some very weird takes, like this one. Watch.
The event itself skyrocketed Rivals to the front page at Twitch, and they had over 100,000 viewers combined, I believe. Mind you, most of the guys that are in this tournament are partnered on Twitch. If you ran ads during this event, you got bank. I will say, Kingsman played his cards correctly. Paint yourself as the victim in the situation. You got kicked from a $40,000 tournament, even though you were guaranteed to get paid anyway. Make yourself look like the victim. The rest of your teammates were bullying you, and I would believe that if I didn't have the full context.
Yeah, man, he played his cards right, making himself look like the victim. Yeah, this 20-year-old broke college student who just wanted to win some money in a tournament and wanted to do his best, definitely is a master manipulator.
It's your
What a
job.
great take. It gets better.
He just listening to every single teammate that complained about him and then be like, alright, I believe you. Because everyone is saying the same thing. Like, here's the thing.
Don't twist my words. By character, I mean the Widow character. Stop it.
Alright, this idiot, okay? This idiot, he is an idiot at this point, okay? Sorry for the insult, but he is an idiot. Let me explain why he is. Let me mansplaining why he is. Now, if a rumors or it was said that the entire team, I mean like the entire team, at least 90% of the group that is bullying that one person's, and you go and ask them, they have a different story. While entire world also sees it, okay? Entire world also sees it. Hey, isn't that bullying? And then you go and ask for more detail from the group of bully, and then you be like, I know the full context now from what the bully said to justify why they do it. So now I'm not on your side. Here's the thing, if you want to be a drama tubers or like want to be the drama guy, okay? Let me give you advice. Anyone want to be one, okay? I give you guys an advice. Don't give your own opinion. You hear anything, see anything, read it out, write it down. Show it to people, state the fact, make your video in a way that let people judge first. Don't put your own opinion into it. You can add a little bit fun word in between, just like, you know, like, hey, this entire situation is crazy. This guy bullied this guy. If I am getting bullied, I wouldn't say. It's basically just Muujin. Like personally, I just like the thing I like Muujin about, like Muujin like making his video on lots of stuff. He never really like immediately like shit on people in the first place. It's more like he laid down all the fact first, and then after the fact, he put his own opinion. He is not like full on like trying to say it. Like, this is like entirety, like a very like you know, how should I say, one-sided opinion. Okay, they put everything out first, and then yeah, here's the thing, and I add some of my opinion. You guys still can keep on thinking what you think. Like he literally arranged it and show both sides of the information first before he have any opinion on it in the first place, which is why I like his video. Like this kind of like, I do say like I do blame the part that he's not good at his job, but the one of the thing I do understand is that you try to make a drama video within 3 minutes. Holy guacamole. You cannot make a drama video with 3 minutes video with contexts like less than a gosh dang page, okay? It's not going to help. Unless it's the multi-long series. 1 3-minute video, like within 3 minutes, I'm not even sure this thing is 3 minutes. It's not going to cut out.
What Kingsman didn't show in his video, talking her gear at one game where Zaza went 0-5, and that was after 2 hours and several days of internet banter and Kingsman talking her character. And don't twist my words, by character I mean the Widow character. Stop it. What Kingsman didn't show in his video were the matches that Zaza full carried the entire team. There were a lot of things omitted from Kingsman's video, funnily enough, including dialogue between me and him at the end, where I talked about the cutthroat of business. But
yeah, I don't think bro even watched Kingsman's video, because at the end you can clearly see Zaza performed very well and Kingsman said absolutely nothing because she performed well. He didn't tell her to switch or play someone else. What did he get in return? The entire team bullying him. He would then flex about how he called him later and told him about how this is a cutthroat business, acting like some sort of sage that he should listen to. You know what? I'm glad he didn't listen to him and made his own video. Zaza never carried, even in the game where she performed well. Without Kingsman, they wouldn't have won a single game. His comments all call him out, calling his takes very delusional, very one-sided, and it really emphasized how alone Kingsman was here. How everyone he knew in this community involved in this tournament was just not taking his side. They were all against him, all for clout and superficial business relationships. So no wonder the entire Marvel Rivals community backed Kingsman up. The consequences were almost instant. You'd have many viral Twitter threads siding with him and asking themselves how this stupid drama could have gotten this bad. saying things like, the Kingsman drama is so stupid because in what world do you think he's in the wrong? He's got a teammate acting toxic on Black Widow going 6'8" on 200 ping for $40,000. On top of that, he's genuinely making good suggestions and they just tell him to shut the fuck up. Y'all got that? Kingsman really better than me because looking at the screen would have driven me to insanity. And here they're showing the fact that Zaza Stack is almost 200 ping. She's also lower ranked than everyone else on the team. All of a sudden, these uncomfortable moments during the scrims were getting picked up by bigger accounts. Everyone was being made aware of how toxic this truly was towards him. And I mean, it doesn't take a genius. You don't have to watch the whole video. Just one clip is enough to understand how disrespectful the dynamics were towards him. Additionally, Cici was being completely called out because it seemed like she was faking her voice on purpose to appear more innocent and soft, when in reality she sounded completely different on her stream. Here's a comparison. Watch for yourself.
I like a challenge. I like a challenge.
I'll be addressing any allegations or anything that's not true, as well as I included a clip that Kingsman left out in his conversation with Entei.
Hey man, what are we doing here? Is this a catfish? Like, what the hell is this? Did she really think people would empathize with her more if she sounded cuter? The only person who would have liked this is Lakari. It was so pathetic. But speaking of pathetic, there was still a very big question mark about how Basim ZB got a hold of these incriminating clips of Kingsman. Where did they come from? Who was the mastermind behind Kingsman being unrightfully kicked? Well, I'm sure it would come as no surprise, but it was none other than Zaza Stack's boyfriend. He would admit this himself barely a day after Kingsman's video would drop, posting a Google Doc explaining the situation from his perspective. His intention, of course, was to minimize the massive wave of hate hitting his girlfriend Zaza Stack, Cici, and eventually Luciaza. Instead, though, he would do the opposite, amplifying this hate by 1000% and getting caught in the crossfire as well. So this document is 12 pages, and as someone who's had experience reading many of these throughout my YouTube career, I can tell you right now, it was hastily written. There are a lot of grammatical errors, structure that doesn't make much sense, and arguments that are really reaching to the point of delusion. In fact, throughout multiple times in this document, Kaplunk would admit that he's barely slept since the controversy first appeared after Kingsman's video. Here's how it started off. Hello again, I'm Kaplunk or Sam. I'm Zaza's boyfriend and currently living with her. I'm involved in the Marvel Rivals community. Seeing the earthquake this has caused, I'm going to explain my part in the Kingsman situation and the catalyst for him being removed from the tournament. I needed to take accountability for what I essentially started because the hate it has caused
the boyfriend
spill
oil on the fire.
In Australia, it's the night before the tournament. Yes, the tournament hadn't even begun by this point, by the way. Like all the games that were played so far were scrims. Zaza's comments are full of hate and threats, and this has blown up massively for something she had nothing to do with. After seeing how this is affecting Zaza, I have decided to explain to the greater community why what happened happened. After the first day of scrims, I spoke to Zaza about Kingsman's comments and she was hurt but didn't want to cause any drama. She felt she did well though in the first scrims to be given a chance. But during the second day of scrims and hearing Kingsman go on and on, I hit boiling point and went behind Zaza's back to send clips of Kingsman to Basim's team. I'm going to explain why I did this with as many clips I could scramble together in 6 hours. It's currently 1 hour away before the tourneys start. So look, already from the first page, he's making it clear he's fully responsible for what happened. Zaza had no idea. Keep this in mind for later. Then come the clips. Now bear in mind, by the time I was recording this, Kaplunk already privated his Twitter, deleted the doc, and privated the YouTube channel where these clips were uploaded, alright? The only reason I have this right now is because I made a copy knowing that this guy probably doesn't have much of a spine. This isn't really much of a problem though, because most of these arguments that he's making made zero sense. Kaplunk was trying his best to paint Kingsman as someone who was unreasonable, someone who didn't even attempt to give his girlfriend a chance even though she somehow deserved it. Like look, here he would say, the draft went well, and me and Zaza went to Cici's stream where she was talking to Kingsman in her team chat. Immediately, Kingsman was questioning the Zaza pick before even knowing who she was. This is his first reaction when Cici mentioned Zaza from the get-go. Kingsman was complaining about Cici's choice to pick a 190 ping Widow OTP, which stands for One Trick Pony. What's really funny here though is that you don't even have to watch this clip. A 190 ping Widow OTP is enough to trigger anyone who has common sense in this game. This was very reasonable to ask. Kaplunk would then say, he then brought up the money and what it meant to him to win the tournament, where Cici made it known that she wasn't too focused on the money part of the tournament. This should have set Kingsman's expectations on his team's mindset. Whoa, that's a very bold thing to say. What, did Cici tell him that she didn't care about the money from the first day? Let's watch the clip together, shall we? The VTuber Annie Pants had reacted to this document as soon as it dropped, so much of the clips were archived on her VOD. Here's this clip in question, titled Price Pool Conversation. Watch.
If it's a draft like this, I just wish the prize pool was more like split evenly, so people could just have fun and not.
Bro, you get money for just showing up, dude. What do you mean?
Barely. Have you
Yeah, but
seen
you get money. That's like 20 bucks. You know what I mean? Wait, 1,000?
20 bucks. Yes, like no, between the teams.
Yeah, so it's like
split 1,006, and then for first place, you split $18,000.
Yeah, yeah, big money.
That's what I'm saying. Like these tournaments where people just want to have fun, like.
What was the point of this clip? Like, why was this? How is this a prize pool? They're just here talking about money and how it would have been nice for it to be more. As a broke college student, Kingsman was saying, dude, you get money for showing up. I'm happy with anything. I'm just happy to be in this tournament, but of course I want to give it my best shot. This was one of the first clips that were included in this document, and all it did was show us that Kaplunk was brain dead. He then goes on to show us more clips of Kingsman being concerned about the fact that someone who plays a sniper has 200 ping. Kaplunk was very pissed about this because he'd say, keep in mind he hasn't seen Zaza play yet or interacted with her at all at this point. As if that's necessary to be worried about 200 ping playing a character that no one plays in the pro scene. Kaplunk even includes a moment in which Kingsman's chat was telling him that Zaza was pissed about his comments towards her. Kingsman would then attempt to talk to Zaza in VC to clear it up. Zaza would instead respond in chat. If anything, this just shows that Kingsman was trying his best to be on good terms with his teammates and was just worried about the ping. This document that starts showing us clips that were in Kingsman's video, where he was very reasonably telling them, hey guys, maybe we should switch. Maybe we're gonna get completely owned if we continue like this. Kaplunk would then show us games from the scrims where his girlfriend did well. And then would say, I would like to comment on Kingsman continuing to play magic here into Eshiko's penny. He made it work despite being countered, but made it work. A luxury he does not give Zaza. Yeah, buddy, because he's #1 ranked magic on the entire planet. Zaza is diamond, she's not even grandmaster. He then says, I will also note, Kingsman's chat, including a mod, attempts to blame Zaza's widow throughout the entire scrim despite her doing well and the enemy team glazing her. This was getting pathetic. The guy was nitpicking the tiniest things and it still wasn't convincing anyone that he was in the right here. He then goes ahead and shows us many clips we already watched of Kingsman trying his best to make his team understand, guys, we can't keep going like this, we're gonna get pummeled in the tournament. As we saw earlier, Zaza would of course argue that she's not going to play anyone else but Widow. They win the first game and she got 2 kills, okay? Kaplunk would argue Widow was playing anti-dive this game and she was not a part of the Deadpool rush ults. Her 2 kills were on people diving the backline, stopping them from picking on Casey. Just bear in mind, this whole game maybe lasted like more than 20 minutes, right? The fact that she only killed 2 people, or hell, touched 2 people with her sniper says a lot. But of course, the White Knight will defend his girlfriend no matter what. He'd say, this entire round has played out while arguing and Zaza goes 0-4. This is the first game in the 6 scrims they have done that she has a negative KD and Kingsman crashes out. Let's see how Kingsman crashes out from his perspective. Let's watch.
Firehawk, Firehawk. He dies. Okay, guys. Pace and point proven. Right now. Do you understand?
No, well, you've been making me feel like shit. Of course I'm gonna
How
play
do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first of all,
it's that ass Kingsman, like shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much.
Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value.
Crashes out. You know what, dude? I think anyone who was reasonable, who had common sense, and who wanted to win this tournament would have done way worse than what he did. The mental gymnastics that Kaplunk was pulling here were out of this world. And this is when the White Knight would step in. He'd say, this is where I come in. I was watching this, and I had been clipping on an alt account since the start of the VOD when the first comments came in. I then messaged a member of production I know and told him to get Basim to watch Kingsman's stream. I went behind Zaza's back to do this. She was still in the scrim and didn't know what I was doing from the next room. I then sent multiple of the rough clips to Basim with the context of everything since draft day. Here we can see DMs between Kaplunk and one of the members of production. Kaplunk would start off the DM saying, are you around? If you are, lurk CC or Kingsman streams. He'd say, okay, what's going on? Kaplunk would say, Kingsman is out to get Zaza, telling her she can't play Widow. He needs the money and to play triple support. The crew member would say she's not a support player. Kaplunk would say, yeah, it's pissing me off. He's been onto her since the draft, and she hasn't wanted to stir the pot, but he is slandering her in front of his 200 viewers. Crew member would say, like, is he talking shit when unmuted to his team? Kaplunk would say, I'll lurk just his stream to see. Crew member would say, did CC mute Kingsman on her stream or something? Kaplunk would say, I don't think so. They have been at it for at least the last hour. It's between matches and rounds, it flares up again. He'd then say, there's a clip I'll get from the VOD later where he's just talking about the money. Send this to Basim and CC. While they talk, they will want to see it. Dude, again, how dare he care about the money? Like, how dare he? How dare he get into a tournament with a $40,000 prize pool and care about winning? What a disgusting piece of shit. He'd then continue the document and say, I didn't tell Zaza what I was doing because she hates drama and she wouldn't want it to blow up like it has. Since draft day, I was lurking Kingsman and CC's stream. Zaza was being targeted from the get-go with no prior knowledge of her gameplay. This crash out was the last straw for me. I was unable to hold my bias or tongue anymore. This is the time that CC was pulled aside to make a final decision. There's more I want to cover, but I'll make this part available until I finish writing the rest, and I'll add it.
I don't know why. Lots of people is like
more
basically
explanations that don't matter.
There's so many drama. I've been seeing patterns. The boyfriend always are the one that kind of make things worse. Either A, the boyfriend decided to make things worse to take all the heat, or B, they really are fucking afraid of their girlfriend. They're going to sleep on the couch if they don't do anything. And then they try to do something and then make shit even worse. and actually seeing this like happens a few times even in real life. Real life people that I know. And once things turn into shitters, and then I ask, why you do that? And technically, I didn't even ask, like, but once you be friends with like some certain people good enough, you can just use the eye contact to talk. And then she just like signal to the girlfriend, signal the psych toward the girlfriend, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand. I understand. He's going to hit the couch if he not help her girlfriend, even though she's completely in the wrong. And like I say, I seen this shit happen. I do feel bad for that dude. But yeah, the girl is still like kind of a nice girl. It's just that sometimes, there's like that 1-2 moment that you would just lash out due to some very sensitive stuff. Maybe you got triggered or something like that. And like I said, I'm not going to be like white knight for the girl. She's in the wrong. I can't say like what's in the wrong, But I can see how it happens, like how she got triggers and stuff.
At all in the grand scheme of things and only make him more delusional, and he'd finally say, personal note. There are several days of responses and rumors to cover, but I haven't slept to put it together enough. At the end of the day, the decision to report Kingsman was my own. The decision to kick him was made by Basim. Zaza didn't know I had anything to do with it until after the scrims. I was a full belief Kingsman was unprofessional in a setting he had to be, full stop. I also have a downloaded copy of VOD 3 which I will upload and attach so it's immortalized before Twitch or anything else purges it. This dude genuinely thought that he was saving something that was about to get deleted, like he was cool or something, when in reality the only thing that got purged from the internet was his stupid YouTube channel with videos that made no sense when it came to the context he was offering. And I think the funniest part of all this is that while Annie Pants was reading this live on stream after he had published it to everyone in the community, he was changing things up based on criticism, making it seem like he wasn't even editing it. Look at this.
Actually fire. Wait, did he delete it? What happened?
He just straight up deleted a paragraph, dude.
Oh.
And he deleted another sentence. Like, he deleted the sentence that says no means no. If you can't take no for an answer after it was given to you several times, that's on you. Of course, this was all written to make Kingsman look as bad as possible. Of course, what ended up happening was the complete opposite. Kaplunk ended up looking like the biggest clown imaginable. The quote tweets were endless and they were all clowning on him. A whole Google document because a soft A wanted to win $40,000 and his teammates didn't. I'm in tears. Instead of minimizing the drama, Kaplunk ended up amplifying it to levels no one could have ever predicted. It got so bad. and Cece would go ahead and quote tweet it herself. She would attempt to divert all the hate that she's receiving to Kaplunk. Okay, this wasn't a friendly quote tweet. She'd say, for those on the niche side of Marvel Rivals, there was a creator tourney where I was team captain and someone on my team got kicked for disrespectful behavior. A video was released where I was made to seem like it was my fault he got booted. I'm here to clarify again because Kingsman won't. I was not the reason. Quote tweeting Kaplunk's Google document. This wouldn't work though because she'd get community noted, saying, you fostered the toxic environment. You were one of the most disrespectful people there. Linking Kingsman's video. She would turn off replies, but before she would, people were absolutely cooking her, ratioing her over 10 times. One person here would try to suck up to her and be on her side, saying his cult is insane, referring to Kingsman, because watching from the beginning, all the comments were not needed. They're going too hard about money. This dude would get a community note with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different links saying contestants who join tournaments usually care about money. It's almost always why they're in the tournament to begin with. Kingsman had every right to express that he wanted to win. Thankfully, though, the majority of people, and by majority I mean 99.99%, had more than 2 brain cells to rub together. They weren't going to get gaslit or fooled, and her strategy that she's employed her entire career to get away from the consequences simply wasn't working here. But while Cece and Zaza were getting the majority of the hate, one person was still left on the sidelines and got less. Luciaza, the person here who was meant to be Kingsman's friend and completely stabbed him in the back. She would delete her VOD of the scrims with Kingsman and the rest of the team, hoping to wipe evidence, but someone would come in with this clip that they had saved to really show us how vile of a person she was, along with both Zaza and Cece. Watch.
I have a genuine question. Like, seriously, answer this, even if you support Kingsman, whatever. Support Kingsman, like it's fucking Israel. Anyways, whatever you have in your head, I have a genuine question. Ready? I'm saying...
Alright then.
I have a...
Honestly,
Thank you for dropping by,
watching
videos
how
with me.
weird do you have to be as a person to say something like this? To compare what happened to Kingsman to
stay healthy, stay
Israel.
safe, and see
like,
you
how
next
did we
time.
even get here?
Bye-bye.
Next up, you'd have Cece. One day after Kaplunk would release his Google document, tweeting out her quote-unquote final statement that she would delete very shortly afterwards. Here's what she said. My final statement. I take accountability for my poor handling of the situation and should have accommodated Kingsman better because I understood his motivation to try and win $3,000. In parentheses, not 40K, as if that matters, you idiot! She'd then say, I misspoke in the green light clip. In that same stream, after the clip was cut, I clarified Basim did not ask for approval. He was going to kick him regardless. Yeah, but you didn't even bother defending him as team captain. At the end of the day, he wanted money, and I wanted to defend my teammate from someone who was dogging on her from draft day about playing Widow in a creator tourney. I only called him a loser. I did not say shut the fuck up, rage bait him, or insult him other than that. If me asking him to stop is where you draw the line, then okay, insult me, crying emoji. And yes, I told my friend in Twitch chat to kill themselves. I've been banned and freed. Your favorite streamer probably says worse behind closed doors, crying emoji. Yeah, so that last part was in reference to how she was banned for 24 hours during the tournament. People were wondering why. Turns out she typed KYS to one of her viewers, who she called a friend. Wonderful behavior, again, by a team captain. Here she was doubling down, again, missing the entire point about why people were mad at her. She keeps saying I take accountability without actually taking any accountability, without ever apologizing, and while still justifying why she called him a loser. By this point, a goldfish would have understood what they're meant to do, but she couldn't get it through her head. But guys, look, all Cece wanted really from Kingsman was good vibes. People were starting to wonder, are these the same good vibes she was exhibiting in her TikTok? After making a post and a video and multiple statements of her taking accountability, she was still being extremely toxic. Look at some examples. Someone would say, got your best player kicked from the team, goodbye $40,000, hello good vibes, to which she would say $3,000 and we've got better players and vibes now. Someone else would say, lol, glazing Kingsman's for what now y'all gonna lose, kicked out y'all best player, lol, to which she would say he did it to himself. Check this one out. If you don't want to win, don't scrim and don't draft people who do want to win, to which she would say I don't want to win with someone who can't take no for an answer. So now she was insinuating that this was someone who couldn't accept consent. Isn't that incredible? Really, like how far down can you dig your hole? Apparently for Cece, she can go down to the earth to score without even batting an eye, without even having a hint of self-awareness. In the replies of this post, you'd find Zaza's tag, saying, not a single screenshot there is me. Also, I had zero input into the decision of him being kicked. People gotta stop pretending like it was within my power. Someone would ratio her like more than 1,000,000 times, saying there are screenshots of your replies actually is through the thread, and they weren't lying. In these replies,
Man,
Zaza
what
was
was
playing
this
the victim, telling
self-immolation
everyone that she had no
burn
idea who
that
was going to
they
get kicked.
keep doing for
She had no
themselves?
input into it.
Like, they
and she was
literally have
only
like,
bullied.
here's the thing,
her
this is like, they literally did the thing they do, and then they literally forgot what they did. This is truly what they actually did. What that? They have like, gosh dang, goldfish memory at this point. The heck? I feel like they actually, like, legitly, out of pure panic, they literally forgot what they did to him. Ooh. Like, sorry, like, some of my bot system is, like, not working properly. Let me restart it. Most of the case, restarting might fixed it. Might. Not ratio, will.
Performance was bad, and this is why she was sad. He was rude, he didn't take no for an answer, and he was pushy for an hour. She'd even say she was never rude back to him. But the clips that we saw earlier in the video definitely show us a different story. Throughout this entire thing, not a single person apologized to Kingsman. Not a single person admitted that they were wrong. Everyone was just doubling down, or, like Luciaza, pretending like nothing actually happened. The only person that would finally, a few days after the video, more specifically 3 days, that would admit that they were wrong was the tournament organizer, Basim ZB. Here's what he had to say. Watch.
The people, when they come in here, when they hate, they're justified in what they're saying. They're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. 100%. No question about it. Like, there's no beating around the bush. I don't know why it's, like, difficult to admit when you're wrong and when you fucked up. I made a decision based off of haste and based off of misinformation, but everybody in the team knew what was going on. Everybody in this team knew what was going on, and the fact that nobody told me anything was... That's whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Whatever.
So look, there's no question that Basim completely screwed up in his role of tournament organizer. I've seen many people call for him to never be able to host another tournament again, and he's also had a lot of hate thrown his way. He even admitted it, but he also said that it was justified. He understands why it's happening. He screwed up. Look, we all make mistakes in life, all right? And I think what's important is that we learn from them. At least Basim had the self-awareness required to understood that he made a mistake, and he said so. Good for him. What's really unfortunate, though, is that this self-awareness did not rub on the whole bullying group whatsoever. Everything we saw so far was nothing more than a very bad attempt at damage control. This obviously didn't work at all. If anything, it made things considerably worse. How much worse? Well, the bullies in question were about to find that out the hard way. Shortly after the Google Doc, Kaplunk would make yet another tweet. Here he'd say to Kingsman, "I'm reaching out to apologize and talk about the way things went down. In this case, I went about it in completely the wrong way. I overstepped. Zaza told me to leave it alone in confidence and dumb impulse decisions. Kingsman, I'm sorry for sending the clips which caused Basim to kick you from the event. The Google Doc released was one-sided and painted you in an extremely negative light with my bias. I shouldn't have gone out of my way to involve myself in a situation I was not a part of. Zaza, I am sorry for going behind your back to release a Google document despite you warning me not to. This has been a massive wake-up call, and if there's any hate to be directed, direct it to me, not Zaza or Kingsman." Shortly after posting this, Kaplunk would go ahead and private his Twitter account. So this was him essentially hoping that all the hate would be redirected towards him so that his girlfriend could finally live in peace. He made it seem like he was the one who did this.
Okay. Question? What kind of question do you have here? When we brush our teeth and going to bed, why do we have to brush our teeth again after waking up? Oh, that's a very good question. If you don't know, our breath, like we brush our teeth that to remove all the gunk and bacterias that build up within like entire of our living day. When we actually go to sleep, we act. Most people might not know, our mouth still have a. Do you remember that thing that is like, Colgate kills 99.99% of the bacteria? Actually, it's not 99.99%. It's more like 90%. So in reality, there's lots of surviving bacteria and a lot of things that will still slowly build up in the very moist environment which is in your mouth. This is why when you wake up, you have a very, very bad breath. If you just live alone most of the time, you never like, if you can try to just not brush your teeth and then go to talk to someone, they will smell shit, literal shit, because it's that bad of the breath. Especially when you have liver, like if you didn't eat that well, and then your liver is basically already tanking so much damage, all those built up like toxicity inside your liver is basically like the bad stuff that will go into your blood and circulate around, and it actually will come out into your lung. So when you breathe in and out, those air do not just breathe in and out into your nose. It will often like come out with your mouth too together. So those things will latch onto your teeth or like your mouth area, this and that yada stuff, and then it will make your breath smell so fucking bad. It's not to clean up the bacteria. It's to clean up those bacteria that actually make those smell. It's basically you are cleaning the bacteria shit. Sadly, this is the truth. Okay, you are not actually cleaning the bacteria. Okay, you clean the bacteria at nighttime, but in morning time you're cleaning out that shit. This is why it smells so bad. Your morning breath. Oh, I look like shit today, so I'm still not showing my face. I did have a moment that I showed my face. Why are you so obsessed with like me seeing my face? Am I that handsome that you always miss me, Mary? What? Mary, are you really obsessed with my face or something? Do you really want to see it? I know, it's really cringe. But yeah. Ada? Look like some guy you know, I don't know. Am I look like a celebrity? Ada, Redan. Yeah, like oh, beside like oral hygiene stuff, you have like the Listerine stuff, like the alcohol stuff that you kind of like used for, like, you know, like goggle for your like thingy. Like remember, nighttime actually you don't need to do that. A lots of like breath related stuff you should do it in the morning time, not on the nighttime. The nighttime is just for you to clean up all the bacteria as much as possible, so they won't build up a lot of residual when morning time you wake up. Because like when you sleep, most of the case, most people, not everyone, your mouth is closed. But sometimes it does, like you do snoring, you open your mouth while you sleep, or those kind of things do happens. So it does have like a lot of like those kind of things that slowly build up more and more. If you don't clean your teeth at night, it would just be worse. Your morning breath is just going to be worse. Oh, you don't have to delete the word like hybrid VTubers. I kind of like is in the first place. I just don't do VTubing. Just don't show my face a lot because there's lots of times I look like shit, so I don't want to like show my face. And right now you see the camera is really nice, right? It's because like there was a moment I was like teaching people like how to draw. I need to show my shoulders. Like I need to teach them like, you guys, when you draw you have to move your entire shoulders when you draw. So I kind of like show my face often because that when I don't show it, okay? When I don't show it, which I don't show that much, to be honest. my lighting was off. And I really don't show my face that often too. There's a second reason for it. Now you see I don't have lighting. It looks like shit. And I really, in many cases, don't like to show my face that much. It's not because I'm shy. It's because I don't want a shit tons of ring light, fill light, key light, backlight, ceiling light, like all those like shooting into my eyes. When I'm drawing, when I'm drawing or when I'm playing games, having blinding light shooting into your eyes is really annoying. I mean, like, really, really annoying. You try to do that in real life. Like, no people can perform properly when do that. Like, usually when I do some dedicated just chat stuff, yeah, I would show my face more because I can, like, use the lighting properly. Else, I'm just not going to, like, do things properly. Dude, I haven't finished drawing yet. Why do I need to start the taco? I'm not ADHD. I'm not super distracted, okay? When I do one thing, I need to finish one thing first. Where was I again? Like, I suddenly got, like, 2 questions to juggle with. Again, not really ADHD, so, like, I can't keep track of the things that you guys separate me into. Oh, yeah, like, the clean the tongue thingy. When you use like your oral hygiene stuff, remember to do that in the morning, not the nighttime. The nighttime, you literally does that for nothing, okay? You might think like, why do you need to brush your teeth when you already have to brush your teeth in the morning or brush your teeth at night? It's basically you have to do 2 different routine. You really have to understand well to know the 2 different routine when it comes to mornings and morning and nighttime, okay? Nighttime, you mainly is to try to clean up the hidden area in your mouth. It's like, you know, like the under your lips or those kind of things, and also like your teeth, like mainly your teeth, because as the time goes through, there will be like gunk like slowly built up on your teeth. So you have to like clean it up. And then once that is done, when you go to sleep in the morning, you have to clean up a second you basically just have to refresh the saliva in your area, like all the like the hidden place and parts. So like you have to like clean your tongue, that kind of like absorb a lot of those bad breath that you like keep like, you know, breathing out. And your teeth also, like it does, you know, again, Colgate doesn't really kill 99.99% of like your stuff. It only kill 90% of stuff. So as time passes, like, it will still build up some stuff in there, and those stuff do absorb the bad breath like a gosh dang sponge. So it would make your breath like so fucking bad. So you do have to clean your teeth in the morning, sadly, morning and nighttime. But if you're confident at your gosh dang breath, you don't have bad breath, then yeah, maybe you can skip the morning. Just maybe. But if you always have really, really bad breath, then yeah, please brush your teeth in the morning. It does help a lot. But a lot doesn't mean 100%. If you eat like not that healthy, you smoke a lot, or like you drink a lot, your liver will be very fucked up. So you try to take some liver tonic that would help your liver a little bit, and it would overall improve your breath significantly. But still, you do have to brush your teeth if you still have bad breath, even your liver is like healthy. It's like, it's either your mouth have issues or your liver have issues, okay? That is only that case. That way you have to do some like proper like body cleansing. Not like those kind of like salon that do like those like expensive shit like toxic cleansing stuff. It doesn't really help you. That is just fancy word. The word toxic is literally a fancy word. you really have to learn the detail of the word they kind of toxic. It's like electrolyte, you know, magnesium, calcium, all those kind of like ions like inside the waters, and sodiums. They kind of like group everything and call it electrolyte, but you don't because you keep hearing the word electrolyte, you might not know when the water is say like this is a water with like a lots of like electrolyte, like Gatorade, this and that, the other stuff, the Prime, like the stupid Logan Paul like drink. Why I say like stupid is because like they play with the percentage a lot. It's like Gatorade have a lot of sodium and sugars and like maybe iron, and then they call it like electrolyte. But the Logan Paul one, when they say the Prime drinks have a lot of electrolyte, they actually don't have any of those shit. They have it, but in the low percentage. The majority of the percentage of the electrolyte is calcium. This is why it tastes like shit and coconut. The shitty version of coconut, not even a good version of coconut. Because they just basically shove a bunch of calcium into the drink and say it's electrolyte. And obviously the rest of the cheaper unnecessary shit inside the drink. They still have the electrolyte stuff, but they don't have the actual electrolyte that can actually help an athlete in there. So it's pretty shit. Yes, it's still a thing, strangely, in America. Not here. So, thank God. Thank God. I never see a Prime in my fucking life. Thank God. Yeah, Logan Paul is like sweating a lot. Even Mr. Beast tried to help him, and then didn't manage to like get any help at all. The gosh dang fucking lunchly. Get fucked. Where was I again? Oh yeah. So when it comes to like the word toxic inside your body, it means like the residual chemical effect that like happens to your bodies. Okay, our livers and our kidney have a very good filter systems, but they are essentially breaking up the chemical bonding of a lot of bad shit into our bodies, and then either A, release it in sweat or in pee. Not even kidding. That is how we release like toxic outside into our body, via pee and sweating. You might think we shit out bad shit. No, we don't shit out bad shit. We shit out the stuff that we absorb, like the food we intake. We absorb everything, and then the rest of the gunk that it have, we shit it out. The bad bacterias that within the food and all those kind of things that survive, that we just expel it out that way. So generally, most of the toxic stuff that we have, we pissing it out. So where those things come from in the first place? First, it go through the first part of the filtering factories. That is our intestine. But those things that didn't get filters out is basically shit. But the rest of the stuff that got that is like the first the barrier that will go into shit. But the main thing, like it didn't actually filter anything at all. It basically just filtered like tiny bit. The main part is going to filter most of the stuff is through our pancreas, that is going to break down all the sugars, and then go into our liver, which is going to break down the rest of the bad chemicals that we have. This is why when it comes to heavy drinker, like people who drink a lot of alcohol is a chemical substance that is actually really, really toxic. So our body actually will not process pure alcohol. It will break down, it will release a certain type of chemical that inside of our liver, and then it will break down the alcohol. But once it imagine this thing, how H2O happens. H2O is waters, okay? How waters happen is because there's the 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen stick together. What happens if you break down H2O? You get hydrogen and oxygens. So that is like some things that happens inside our bodies. How iron become iron oxide? If you don't know what that thing is basically like how things get rusted. okay, is because there have been a bond of iron and oxygens, okay? If you break that bond, not just oxygen and iron become separate. There's some other stuff like within the iron is also separate out as the result. And those things can become toxic. In some cases, it can become toxic. So those things is the toxic I'm talking about. There is a lot of like residual piece of like the bond, your chemical that produced in your body that break the bond of alcohol, and a lot of bad shit chemical that happening in our body. Especially in this like modern days and age, there's so many chemical inside our food. When we eat it, when we drink it, there's so many stuff. Our liver is literally working overtimes on breaking those things down. So even you don't drink alcohol, you will still kind of like take something that can actually help your liver to remove the residual like stuff that your liver break down. Sometimes it doesn't really get out once they break down. They're kind of like still staying inside your liver. This is why bad breath is a thing, because those things are still inside your body, not getting out. So in order to get it out, you need something to bond it back, like to glue back like the bad chemical with some other chemical stuff that is still not going to kill your body. It's still good for our body. It will bond those things, bond those like toxic things. You have to do it like very surgical type of food you have to eat to like take those things out. Okay. This is why you need to do like body check once you like get past like age of 20s or 25, is because like your body doesn't have that much oomph on like removing those things anymore. You need to know like what your body like chemical like inside is like, oh, you have a little bit lack of this, a little bit lack of that, or you have too much of this, too much of that, so you can eat a much more balanced diet. This is what body check is. And sometimes they also check like some other things that you may have like cancer or something like that. So this is why body check is a very, very important thing. Once you hit 30, you have to do it every year. At least once. So this is where bad breath come from in the first place. And I am so fucking hungry. I need to grab some snack to eat. I need to drink Milo in this morning. Wait a minute, it's already 5. Alright, you know what? Dinner break. I need to go to eat my dinner. I'll still let the stream on, obviously, but I'll be off a little bit. Go off a little bit, and then, you know, the rest of the stuff. Be back soon. Be back soon.